Sri Mataji, brothers and sisters, and newcomers. The two nights that we've been in this tent, Sri Mataji has talked about the Nabi and the heart. And tonight she's going to talk about Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi is that center in all of us where we relate to ourselves and to others. It is the beginning of the great embrace. The ability to sense the world one lives in and the people one lives with and one's own position in that world comes from here, comes from the center of Sri Krishna and Sri Radha. In India here you're very lucky in that you have traditions that stretch back thousands of years. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising or it wouldn't be difficult for somebody perhaps 2,000 years ago to understand, for instance, classical or even popular music that is being performed today. This is not true in the West. In the West, those traditions have all been broken, and at a bewildering rate over the last century, perhaps even less. We have, I mean, in terms of crafts and music and all those things which are important and basic to life, there's been long traditions in this land. Where we live, I live in Australia, is my home, and there, as part of the Western tradition, so many things, so many traditions have been altered, have been changed, have been broken. In music, for instance, we have, towards the end of last century, a whole new thrust came into music which cut the roots. Even a basic tune became something else. The mode, the bass notes, the basic notes that are used in music there was a divorce from them, with the result that now serious music is totally divorced from popular music. There is those in the West who seriously follow serious music, I put it in quotation marks, are very, very few. There are all sorts of traditions in music composition and performance which are performed perhaps for 1% of the audience, 1% of the population. This is also true in other fields. The philosophers towards the end of last century spent a lot of time destroying God, if you like, trying to destroy God, trying to prove that a belief in God, a belief in the great plan was not necessary, that it was unnecessary, that man was the center of all things, that man was all things, that man was in fact God. There was a whole thrust of Superman. The Superman came in at that time. So in the West we've had problems there, and as our Divine Mother has so often spoken of Sigmund Freud, who in fact cut the root of Dharma. He made it respectable to be adharmic. Well, something had to happen. Such a tradition could not go on. I mean, it was for many years now, decades even, there's been a race towards destruction. That race had in some way to stop. And what the force that is going to stop that race to destruction, the force that is going to change that, who is going to, or who has brought to a close the Kali Yuga, the age of false teaching and confusion, who is initiating that transition of the Last Judgment, which will sow the seam from the Kali Yuga to the Sattva Yuga, to the Golden Age. That force, we are so fortunate, is sitting in front of us tonight. That means something else as well, I think, since this is the Vishuddhi we're talking about. We're concerned with communication. We are concerned with our relationship to ourselves and our relationship to others. And therefore, Sahaja Yoga, which is that form of life, of living, that link with God, must be shared. And so we have a responsibility, all of us, to share this experience. It is important that we as Sahaja Yogis, and the new people here tonight, I hope, I'm sure will receive the gift that Mother has to offer, that connection of the self to the greater self, the microcosm to the macrocosm. Once having received that gift, we all hope that you will joy in it, that it will develop, and that you will become Sahaja Yogis and Sahaja Yoginis, and will take the sword in hand and with Krishna, with Sri Krishna and Sri Radha on the banner, advance and develop this wonderful movement which will change all lives and all living and all aspects of lives and living. Sri Mother.
The prophets are born and create a ripple in our consciousness, a new dimension to our understanding, to religion, dharma, which has to be assimilated and has to be understood that whatever the previous prophets have said has to be culminated into something else. So, as we can say, Muhammad Sahib has said that all these prophets who have come on this earth have created a new ripple and also has sustained human beings with a newer evolution, a newer folly age opening into them. The idea of human beings of newness is that we have to give up all that is old and we have to become new. Or they think that newness means absolutely a juxtaposition condition in which one has to rise. And this is the cause of the folly of many people in the West as well as in the East. Whenever a new theme started, like we can say that first of all, a great saint came on this earth and he found that the people are following the idol worship in a very wrong way, because it is said in the Bible that whatever is created by Mother Earth should not be reproduced and worshipped. So they created another extreme religion out of it, saying that nothing should be worshipped, but it is said whatever is reproduced by the Mother Earth. So there are so many such things all over the world which are created by the Mother Earth. So they should not be worshipped by reproducing them and making images out of them. When such a prophet died, saying that this should not be done, one should not worship images, the other side of it started the extreme, going to the extreme that there should be no worship even if the Mother Earth has created. So all the human beings were divided into extreme conditions. One situation comes in where one has to say that this should not be done. So people take up that theme and just start building up onto that and saying that this should not be done as told by the Prophet. Of course, after the death of the Prophet, when the Prophet is living, nobody listens to him. They all torture him, bother him, do all kinds of things, and ultimately they may even kill him. Then another point is, every prophet is born at a different period of time. So depending on the time when he is born, he talks of a particular problem. Say when Muhammad was born, Muhammad Sahib said very clearly that you should not drink. So people said that all right, we will not drink but we can smoke. So he had to rectify himself. He said, I am the last who has come, but he found that it is not so. So he came back again as Nanaka to tell people that do not smoke also. Like that, the persons or the group of persons who follow one incarnation go to another extreme and try to push down all the traditions, all that has come so far built up, like cutting the whole tree and start their own tree, which is artificial. Then the quarrel started when Muhammad Sahib was driven to another level, and then Nanaka's disciples were driven to another level where they just thought they have no relationship with each other, which is not true. Afterwards also, so many such things have happened in this world. We can see that any revival starts, people go to the extreme of it and get completely ruined. In Christianity, you will find the same thing happen. When Christ came in, whatever problems he faced, he talked about them. But the main thing he had to talk about the resurrection, about the ascent, and he talked about the ascent. He talked about the spirit, and in his resurrection he showed that he ascended. But people did not stick to that point. They never thought that you have to ascend in Christianity. Nobody bothered that you have to ascend. They took a small little things from somewhere. Also, a person came later on called St. Paul, who was not at all with Christ or anything. He started a religion of Christianity which was all absurd, against Christ, anti-Christ. None of these prophets have discarded any prophet who came before them. Now the problem came in that one has to integrate. And Muhammad Sahib knew that a day will come when this integration problem will start. And he talked a lot about Sahaja Yoga, in the sense he said when the resurrection time will come. He talked more about resurrection than about doom time. Most surprising thing is about Qayamat. He spoke very little. He spoke really about the resurrection time. Because that was the problem. The problem that they face, they talk about. I have told you how Buddha talked only about Atma Sakshatkara and not about God, because those people who went to God or thought of God or just studied God thought they were gods themselves. So he said, you must get your self-realization. Then Mahavira, who talked about the hell, where people can go, because that was his job, the part of it and the part of it and the part of it and the part of it. These are the different aspects of human beings which they had to awaken. Different aspects. When Muhammad Sahib started teaching people to do namaz, people used to laugh at him. What is he doing? Why does he want us to put hands like this? Why does he want us to sit down or put our hands on the knees? Now you understand, as Sir Yogis, what it means, that he wanted us to improve our nabhis first, our dharma first. All this movement was to jerk out the kundalini, but without realization being there, namaz would not work out. You may break your knees, you may do what you like. But the extremes people catch hold of it and not the reality. And they make a fuss out of it and they may create a big organizations and things, and that's how it is called. So when he said that Allahu Akbar is to be said with your fingers in your ears, you all say that, isn't it? All the Sahajogis say with this finger in their ears, Allahu Akbar. Because you know this is the finger that represents the Vishuddhi, and the Vishuddhi chakras, deity Shri Krishna, becomes the Virata, the Akbar. So when you say about Akbar, you have to put your fingers into your ears and you have to say Allahu Akbar. Whole relationship and everything was never understood. For Indians, Shri Krishna was their avatara. For Western people, Christ was their avatara. For other people of Arabistan, Muhammad was their avatara. How can that be? They are all related to each other. So how to relate it to each other is a problem of Sahaja Yoga. When they come from different communities and different fixed ideas, it is impossible to stir them and tell them that you are all one. We talk of Hindu-Muslim unity. For example, Muhammad Sahib didn't know there were problems like that, but Nanaka did say, we have come to do Hindu-Muslim unity. But in the outside, if you do the Hindu-Muslim unity or any unity, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out in the outside relationship. Even your brother may not be your own brother, if it is working outside. But if the spirit is awakened within you, then spirit is the one which is the connection with the whole, with the Virat, with Akbar. When Akbar is to be felt, you have to have your realization, otherwise you are just talking in the air. You don't know who is this Akbar. You have to get connected to that Virat, and that Virat is the primordial being. We are actually not integrated at all because we have different incarnations. Even if you are not absolutely atheist, even if you don't say that you do not believe in God or believe in something else which is anti-God, even if you believe in God, you believe in God in fragmentations, in his different aspects. But you don't see him in collectivity. You have to see that he is one God. Everybody says he is one God. Of course he is one God. I am one person, but I am also a housewife. I have to do some work for my household. I am also a sister of somebody. I am also your mother and mother of my own children and also a grandmother. So I have so many various aspects of my work which I do. One person has to do it. When we talk of God as one, we think he is Rock of Gibraltar, just one piece. Even Rock of Gibraltar, if you go and see, it is not one piece. Anything in this world you cannot say is one piece. It has to be a compound or a mixture of something. Then how can God be just one piece hanging in the air like one? God is one. So we'll not have any other aspect of God. God has many aspects, which one has to understand. So there are two concepts which work out in this world, I feel. One is that they believe that there is only one God and there cannot be many aspects of God, which is wrong. Christ has said, those who are not against me are with me. So this kind of a mental conception about God, that he is just like Rock of Gibraltar. See now this pendant you have done it. There are so many lights. They are all giving one light to all of us. They are not giving separate lights, are they? How are they fighting with each other? What is the fight going on? They are adding to the same light. This is one pendant, but we have so many lights. We cannot do with one light. At different periods, a person has to be born. Every period, a person had to be born to enlighten one aspect of human awareness and consciousness. Variety has to be there because human beings are varied. And the variety is that supposing you are supporting somebody's right-sidedness, then there should be somebody who will come and support the left-sidedness. And it is all done so well within us, but it is only human beings in their obstinacy and in their ignorance cannot see it. We all are made the same way, if you see in the whole world. Of course, there is variety in appearances. Maybe an Indian looks like an Indian, and but in India only you can see Indians have so many different faces. You can find all colors and all kinds of things on their faces. In India is the only place where you find all kinds of people. You can have people like Russians, you can have people like Japanese, Chinese, you can have people like Africans. All kinds of people are in this country to show that all people can be called as one race as Indians. Now, it is not always ignorance that makes people forget that we are all one. Every human being laughs the same way. Does he laugh in a different way? If he has to eat the food, he masticates the same way. He cries the same way. When he cries, his crying is the same. His actions are the same way. If a woman is angry with her husband, yesterday I saw Birju Maharaja's program with my brother, and I was amazed how universal we are in our expressions. He was showing how a woman gets angry with the husband and how she behaves. If you see those actions which are depicted, you will be amazed that they are done by all the women all over the world. And the reaction of man, if you want to see, all the men act in the same way. My husband was secretary to Shastriji, you know that. And he went with Lal Bahadur Shastri to Tashkent at his last time. But also he went once to Yugoslavia. And there, who was he? General Tito was where? Huh? Yugoslavia. And General Tito's wife, you see, got very friendly with Mrs. Shastri. Both were very friendly. So Shastriji warned his wife, see now, you are great friends, and now don't start crying like an Indian woman when you leave. So poor thing was controlling her tears all the time. But she told me I was controlling, but it is she who started crying. And such a lot, and then she started crying loudly, hugging me. So I just could not control myself. I also gave in, I also started crying. And both the husbands started looking at the ground. So basically, all the women, all the men in the whole world react the same way to a situation. And you can see their reactions very clearly when it comes to children. They all act in the same way, in the same manner. Supposing they hear that two children are caught up in the air somewhere or something is happening to them, the whole world will be worried about them, how they are going to be saved. Something must be done to save them. The whole world will be praying to God, oh God, please save these two children are caught up there somehow or other. Everybody will be worried as if their own child is there. Even when it comes to death, I have seen that. When there was airspace, the spacecraft was going to land, and people were worried that they may be lost. I know in every masjid, in every temple, in every church and everywhere, they were Americans. Nobody thought of Americans, what religion, anything. To them it was a part of human beings, you see. The human bondage started acting. That time they never thought what country they were, what Americans have done to Indians, nothing of the kind. They just thought, oh God, these people are, oh God, please save them. Everybody prayed to them, prayed to God and prayed for them that they should be saved. That time, what had happened to us? How did we forget? We touched the reality at that time. And that is what it is. Anybody who tries, these Jews, when they were troubled by Hitler, everybody's sympathies were with them. But when these Jews started troubling the Muslims there, everybody's sympathies were with Muslims. Then why don't you think on religion? Even the Jews had sympathies with Muslims. Then we don't think what differences we have with them. None of the people I heard said, all right, they are punished or it's all right. Not even Jews. So the part that is within us, which is human, becomes absolutely troubled when we see some other human being is tortured. Of course, with these horrible ideas of fanaticism or maybe fear or maybe aggressiveness or whatever it is, we may try to be cruel. If you ask the people of Germany, how do they feel about the massacre? They just put down their heads. They said, we don't know, we were not ourselves. How we did it, we don't know. How it happened, we just don't know how it worked out. So when the violence is over, you just start feeling, oh God, I am a human being, they were human beings. So this oneness comes in. The feeling, the awareness comes in. It is not so in the animals so much. If they have to work, if they have to be active, they will be together. But if something dies, they are not bothered. Even if a child, or say of a monkey, is sick, the mother will be worried. She'll be screaming, shouting. But if the thing is dead, she will just throw away the child on one side and get up. It's only the human beings who can feel that oneness. So in our nest, this was given to us by Sri Krishna's advent. He gave us this awareness of human, or he keeps that awareness within us. We have to accept him as a person who gives us this awareness of human relationship. And whenever there has been problem, like this, somebody told me that in Somnath people believe that Sri Krishna came as Muhammad Ghazni to give lessons. So many Hindus believe. It was Sri Krishna who came as Muhammad Ghazni to give a lesson to these horrible Brahmins who were making money out of that temple. So many Hindus believe that. That to punish these horrible Brahmins who were making money, he had to come as Muhammad Ghazni to break that idol which was giving them so much money, and they were making all kinds of you can say extractions from the poor devotees who were devoted to that temple. It was only he could do it. So we have to understand that when we are not integrated, we cannot feel the integration of our being. We are not integrated, that we have to realize. Our mind works in one way, our heart works in another way, our liver works in another way. As I told you, I am quite surprised that when they have told that don't drink, those people who follow these religions still go on drinking. But apart from that religion, forget it. They see a man going into a pub and falling and faltering, coming out. Still they enter into the same to get to the same situation. Why? Because the mind tells them not to do it. Mind says don't go. The brain says don't go. But their heart is weak. They cannot. The habits. All the habits come through this kind of disintegration. We are so disintegrated within ourselves that if a person wants to do something, he just does the opposite of it. And that is the reason why we accept this kind of juxtapositions in life, what was told by him about music and about everything. Music has come out of God's love to us. Anything that is not for God's love is not music. I'll give you an example. There was a lady who used to do some sort of a qawwali. And I was on the censor board, I censored her qawwalis. And I said, this is not a qawwali. She said, why? I said, this is called as mujra. This is horribly sensuous and horrible thing. It's an insult of God. You can't sing like that. So she said, no, this is qawwali. I said, do you know qawwali was never sung by women and was never done in this dirty fashion, the way like a prostitute you are singing this qawwali. Is always, all the music was in the praise of God. And that's why Muhammad Sahib said that all the music should be in the praise of God and should not be. So we had other things like Naat and all that. But you find, even at the time of Sri Krishna, all the music was to be just done for Rasa. Ra is energy, Sa means side. With Radha, they were playing together, playing Rasa, and that's how they were doing the circulation of the energy to integrate themselves and singing the music. It is for that. But you find that people don't understand. They use music for sensuousness. It is anti-God. This music force has come to us to praise God. That's all, for nothing else. For doing all kinds of dirty things and singing all kinds of funny things. Imagine, and the reaction is built in so much. When he said that all the music should be in the name of God, we have a person like Aurangzeb who would not take to any music. He was such a staunchy fellow. And the other Muslims who came in would not sing anything that is qawwali or anything, would sing horrible ghazals, which are just describing the separation of a woman and a man and all kinds of dirty things. With this disintegrated temperaments, people took to anything that came to them just to please themselves. When the advent of this thing, like Umar Khayyam, who is he? He is anti-God, absolutely anti-God man. Horrible. But people appreciate him very much. Umar Khayyam, what a poetry it is. They appreciate. Why? Because the disintegrated part of their heart likes Umar Khayyam when he sings, oh, we should drink here, what is there in this life, we don't know what is going to be there. Because Muhammad Sahib has said not to drink, he must sing such a song. This is the poetry of Mr. Umar Khayyam, who is being very much respected everywhere. And he is very much regarded as a great poet in Iraq, where today Khomeini is one great horrible man is born, and he still respects this Umar Khayyam. I don't know how can he respect him. What a contrast! It is just see. What a contrast! This Umar Khayyam singing dirty songs. They are not in praise of God. Music which is not in the praise of God is not music, is ashleel, is filth, is dirt. Our classical music in India was based on Om. Even at Kundalini, when it reaches here, at the Vishuddhi chakra, it makes all the sounds a, e, I, o, au, ru, ru, lu, lu, aha. All these 16 vowels are coming from the 16 chakras, or the sub-chakras, or the petals of this Vishuddhi chakra. These are bija mantras of the Vishuddhi chakra. All the vowels come from here. And when we sing dirty songs, we spoil this chakra Vishuddhi. That's why all the people who sing these dirty songs have to take to drinking, because I think they can't bear, or they can't do it. They can't sing these bad songs unless and until they take to some sort of an escape from God. So music and drinking started going hand in hand. In the West, the music broke all its traditions because they had no sense left in them to recognize that music is meant only for God, only for hymns, to be sung in the praise of God. All music should be in the praise of God. All ragas should be in the praise of God. We had no namaz system of different times, but we have a system of music in different times. At different time, a certain music should be played, where you describe a mood, and all the moods that are described have to relate themselves to God. There is no other mood that is enjoyable to the spirit that does not relate to God. There is no mood which one can enjoy. Even Bibhatsa, the mood of Bibhatsa is grotesque. Even that mood one enjoys. One can listen to when they see the filth and dirt. The left side is so scientific. Our music system is extremely scientific because it was taken in the form of this music, when actually the Kundalini moving into different, these Sapta Swaras. These 7 Swaras are built in our 7 chakras. We start with Sa, then Re, Ga, Ma, Mother, Pa, Da, Ni. My name also starts with Ni. These 7 Swaras are built in with 7 notes, and there are Vikrutis, Vikrut Saras, which are the side, other chakras that we have to make about 12 swaras. But nobody understood the real meaning of music. Sharada, the goddess of Saraswati, is the one who carries the message of Virata within us and tells us how to sing. She tells us what is appealing to God. How these ragas were made also, just think of it. Because first they chose the notes, the aroha, avrohas, the going up and down, which was appealing to God. So the melodies were created. Melodies are fixed. You cannot change the melodies, the notes, because they found out that at this point the spirit awakened. On the vibrations they found out. They found out that when they sang, this way it worked out. The veena they played, and they found out the exact swaras. Exact swaras, which would really make you feel nice. Now you know that those people who have come from the West don't understand any Indian music on the mental level. But they understand at the spiritual level, because their spirits get filled with joy and the vibration starts flowing. The sense of music, this depiction of music was done by Sri Krishna. It is he, the one, who taught Tala. Of course, we can say that Shiva is the one who dances the Tala. But the one who depicted it for human beings, who gave the message to the world how the tala should be, is Sri Krishna through his dancing movements. He kept the tala all the time, like the way he stands itself suggests how he kept the tala. And he played the murli also to suggest that music is what God's love is. His music is suggestive of God's love. That suits you, that clears you, that makes you happy, that gives you joy. And that's why he suggested through his singing, through his music. He never wrote any poetry, did he? He never wrote any poetry as such. But when he spoke in Gadya, in the prose, it became Gita. Just when he spoke, it became Gita. Of course, people have tried to spoil quite a lot of it, the rhythm, which I feel sometimes when people recite it. But still, we must say when he really created it, it was for human beings to create poetry out of prose. Out of prose, he made it communicable, because people could first only understand the music, the rhythm of the music. They didn't understand much words and things, but he made it possible. Even in Quran, if you read, the few words before starting every chapter, nobody understands. They are all nothing but mantra bijas. But they put it there. They knew people won't understand, but he put it there because people would understand. All these things you may not understand. You may not understand me either, possibly. But whatever they did was for your hita. This is what happened at the time of Sri Krishna, that he established the concept of hit. Because it was said that you must speak the truth and you must speak the thing that is sweet, priya. Satyam bruvet, priyam bruvet. It was the message of Sri Krishna that you must speak sweetly. Those people who have got a proper Vishuddhi Chakra speak very sweetly. Their voice has that enchanting method of capturing the hearts of people and not debasing them but elevating them. So he said, you must do it sweetly. That was his main theme. Everything he did so sweetly that he created a leela out of his doings. It was a leela that he played. He said, this world is not a place where you should be serious, you should be sharp, you should be tense, but it's a leela. Just see the leela, the drama. The whole is a drama. So the whole thing is very sweet. If you see the whole world as a drama, it becomes a sweet thing. The sweetness of it, even if you see a person trying to be funny, you get a joy out of it. If you know it's a drama, you don't get worried if somebody comes and murders somebody, you know it's all fake, it's a drama. It's a drama going on. And that's what he told people, that the whole thing is a leela, so that people should not get into serious moods and actually start acting in the drama in the real way. Like you see, you appoint somebody as, say, Shivaji Maharaj, and there is somebody coming from the other side and he takes a sword and he really hits the fellow, then you say this Shivaji Maharaj actor is no good. He gets absolutely involved into the thing and he hits the other person. So it's a drama. And he made it into a leela. Leela, because it's a drama, no doubt. But when you get realized, you start seeing the drama and the play. And the whole thing is, you must have seen that most of the Sahajogis are always laughing, because they see the way things are happening. Even when they see a guru misbehaving or something, they just feel like laughing, how absurd it is. Like somebody came today to talk to me. And he told me, Mother, I have been to all kinds of nonsensical things. And he was just laughing. He said, I laugh at them now, what I did. He said, I went to one guru who used to give name to people. Say this nama, that nama. I made such efforts. I went to people, recommend my case, because he was not so rich, you see, so he was never got the name. And he was saying, give me the name, I must have the name. And the guru was saying, no, 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 you have to wait still. He said, I poured so much money in his seva peti, and which were large seva petis were put. I did everything. But he would not give me a name. And ultimately, when it came to that, he said, all right, I'll give you a name. And he gave me a name which I started taking. I really became mad after that. I started getting headaches, this, that. Then he said, all right, you have to suffer. If you don't suffer, you must go through it. You asked for the name, so you have it. And when he came to me, he was looking like nothing on earth, I tell you. In a very funny shape he came to me. But now he's completely cured. I could not even recognize him the other day, I just saw him. I said, oh God, are you the same person? So he said, Mother, now I laugh at all these things, and I just see that how people are stupid. To go to these false people, follow false ideas and false conceptions, and how they are missing the point. And he asked me a question, have they to go to that limit of destruction to come to you? I said, I don't know about them, what they have decided. But it is true that people are so stupid that they take to all these ideas and all these negative things much more easily than to the positive things, because of the Vishuddhi chakra being spoiled. If your Vishuddhi chakra is not spoiled, your hands are working better. Many people who get realization do not feel vibrations in the hand because their Vishuddhi chakras are not all right. Now what does that mean, that your Vishuddhi chakra is not all right? First of all, by temperament, you are not a collective person. By temperament. You are not a person who enjoy collectivity much. Like people who are fussy. I want this, I want that, I want to sleep on a proper bed, I must have this, I must do that, this kind of a I. Those who have too much I in them, because both ego and superego start from this Vishuddhi chakra. You see, a man who is an egoistical person is not able to see the collectivity at all, because he is separated with the rest of them. His ahankara covers his being so much that he cannot enjoy the collectivity. Now, you see, Sri Krishna lived with whom? With gopis, little boys. He went and used to look after his cows, just looking after the cows. None of these incarnations you'll find were interested in rich people or anything. He went and stayed with people who were very ordinary from the worldly point of view. And there he played, and there he did all these tricks of sweetness. He used to steal the butter. He used to steal the butter. And many people who are criticizing him always say, oh, he was a thief. Yes, he was a thief. He was the thief of the thieves. So what? He used to steal the butter because this butter was taken to Mathura by these ladies to get some money. And that was giving more health to all these horrible Rakshasas who were in Mathura. So he didn't want this to go there and give them this good health. And the best thing was to steal the butter so they don't get it, and they starve on they have their deficiencies of the vitamin A and D, you can call it, and that they suffer from bad throat, and they have no strength in their hands when they pick up their swords. So this was the way to hit them so that they could not fight the forces of good. So in that he proved that a higher goal is to be achieved by giving up smaller, silly, stupid goals. The hit Hita is the main thing. Because when he said that you don't speak the truth, otherwise people will be hurt. All right, so what should you do? You hurt the people, so you don't speak the truth. Or you speak the truth, you hurt the people, so both cannot go together. Like if I tell somebody, oh, you are so bad, that person gets hurt. Now, if I don't tell that person is lost. So what to do? He found out the solution, so he said, Satyam vadet, hitam vadet, priyam vadet. He put the word in between as hita. The word hita means good to your spirit. Whatever is good for your spirit. Hita word means good for your spirit. It has nothing to do with material thing. It means for your spirit. For example, if I tell somebody that you should not do that, he may feel bad today. But if he recognizes that mother is telling me for my good, he will do it and he will gain by that in his hita. Or else if he does not do it later on, supposing I don't tell him and if he doesn't know about it, or even if I tell him he does not do it, he is going to feel bad. So it is not priya to his spirit. It is not priya to him. So if you do something that is the hita of a person, sometimes you have to tell a person, sometimes it may look very, very painful. The other day I told somebody that you don't cure anybody because you are not strong enough to cure. He felt very hurt. So then I'll say, all right, go ahead, you better cure others, but don't come back to me. Then he'll land up in a lunatic asylum. But when he'll land up in the lunatic asylum, then what will he say? Was that for his hita that I said? Will he be then angry? So ultimately, if you say the hita, saying is the point. Not doing, say. You say the hita with your Vishuddhi chakra, then ultimately it becomes priya, means it is light. So you say a thing which is good for the spirit. Otherwise you just don't say. But people just say to others to correct them because they are aggressive. It should be done in love. Hita means done something in love. If you want to say something to someone in love and you feel it is necessary, and the third condition, you must have adhikara. You must have the right to say to the person. If you don't have the right, you just keep quiet. Let God look after. You are not in charge of anyone. But if you have to say to someone in love, and if you have an adhikara, then you have to say it. If you don't have the adhikara, you should not say anything to anyone unless and until it is absolutely priya to that person, involving his hita. This is what he put, that you should not do any anadhikar cheshta, means you should not do something unauthorized. Like I would say somebody comes to me and says that, where is that person whom I want to murder? Then what is the truth? Should I tell him, all right, this is the truth, you go and kill that person? According to the strict government law, it may be. I don't know if it is. I don't understand the government laws at all, or the human laws. But it is not. Then what you have to tell him? You just keep quiet. He has no adhikar, he has no right to ask you or to get this information from you. You just keep quiet, I don't know. Then he may beat you, do anything, you just say, I don't know. It is anadhikar cheshta. It is done many a times. People who are, say, great nationalists who fight for their country, and people want to extract information from them. They suffer, but they will not give the information. Not out of fear, but out of love of their fellow men who are fighting for the freedom of their country. This has been done in our country many a times. So you don't speak something which is not the adhikara of another. He has no right to ask this question. Like that, one has to be very discreet, and that is what Sri Krishna has given us, his discretion. Many people ask me, Mother, then in this situation what should I do? In that situation what should I do? That means the person has not developed his Vishuddhi chakra to be discreet. He has not evolved, he is not mature enough, he is still asking me questions. In the Nirvikalpa state, you don't ask me any questions, you know exactly what is to be done. When to shout at somebody, when to be quiet, when to be silent, when to say something, and how far to go. All these qualities develop through proper Vishuddhi chakra, because you are doing it for the hita of another person. Sometimes it pays much more to keep quiet. This is what he has taught us. Not only taught us, but he has put it within us, the discretion part, in our Vishuddhi chakra. He has put within us the power to witness the drama, to be detached. He was Yogeshwara. He was Yogeshwara. He was the Ishvara of yoga. He was the one who is the giver of yoga, naturally, because Shiva is the one to be achieved. But the one who helps us is him, is Akbar, is the Mahalakshmi Tattva, is the central path which takes you to Shiva. So he is the one who takes us there. It is he who is supported by all the prophets. He works out this for you, this great work of evolution. So one can understand very clearly that if our Vishuddhi chakra is put right, we develop exactly how to be discreet in Sahaja Yoga. We devise a method by which we talk so much that makes people feel priya, that they appreciate, they like it, priya, loving, and also it does their hita. Even sometimes you have to say something which is harsh, or maybe your silence may make them feel little harsh, doesn't matter. It will give them ultimately their hita. So the ultimate goal is hita. That's what Krishna had in his mind, to do the hita. So his samhara shakti also, which he had, the killing. Many people criticize him for that, like the Jainis. You see, at the time of Sri Krishna, he had a cousin called Neminath. And Neminath was not Sri Krishna. He was just an ordinary human being who had achieved certain heights in evolution. He just got filled up with a kind of a feeling of a repulsion about killing animals. Of course, killing animals is not a very good thing, but he was not killing, and it was to be done for his marriage. So he developed such a strong feeling about it that he started a different thing from real Jainism, some sort of another path in which he said that there should be no killing of animals. It so became so ridiculously funny that it reached a stage where bugs became more important than human beings. Even mosquitoes were more important. You see those people walking with this thing covered on their faces and on the street. Everything taken to the last nonsense. So Sri Krishna gives you discretion, and this was very, 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 very important, because all our problems of disintegration disappears when we have discretion. But mostly people don't have their Vishuddhi, all right. On the one side, there's a right Vishuddhi which gives us aggressiveness. With our talk, we aggress others. Most of the politicians have that kind of a capacity. But if they get mediums into them, like supraconscious, like Hitler had, he learnt it from some Tibetan lamas who taught them these all dirty tricks of overpowering people. He managed to put such spirits into them that they killed thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of human beings. The left Vishuddhi is another problem. Such people also don't have a collectivity sense because they are frightened of others. They are so negative, they always see the negative side of another person. I have seen people who come and tell me about every Sahajogi, that's wrong with that Sahajogi, this is wrong with that Sahajogi, that's wrong with... No positive points at all. They only see the negative point. So they have no collectivity. They are always have fear. All the time they are frightened of others because there is something in them that frightens them. So they have their left Vishuddhi very badly caught up because they are guilty. Especially in the West, you will be surprised, who are supposed to be such aggressive people. They have terrible left Vishuddhi because they, by their doing, build up a very big guilt within themselves. They see how they have been behaving, their community has been behaving, their country has been behaving, they develop a big guilt in their mind. Moreover, as Brian has told you, that it is cut, the roots are cut, and you start behaving in an anti-God manner, even without realizing that it's absolutely wrong. It's true. The left Vishuddhi comes up because they feel guilty despite they are doing wrong things, with the knowledge that they are doing the right thing. They feel guilty because in the subconscious, the conscience of a person works it out, and that guilt is accumulating howsoever you may deny. But the left side goes on catching, and they have a left Vishuddhi. So one has to say that, Mother, I am not guilty. Is another side of ego where the ego's reaction hides itself into left Vishuddhi. And with that they start feeling guilty. I should not have done that, I should not have done that. Both attitudes are wrong. When you are on the left side, you aggress yourself and torture yourself, and when you are on the right side, you torture others and aggress them. So to be in the center is only possible if your Vishuddhi chakra is all right. Otherwise, you cannot. You have seen many people, when they get realization, they don't feel vibrations on both the hands equally. The reason is they have no balance. It shows on the hands. They have no balance. Now hands are very important part of human beings after Sahaja Yoga. If your hands do not have equal vibrations, then something wrong with you. Whatever side you do not have vibrations, say if you don't have vibration right side, or you feel that right side is heavy or is hot, then definitely you are right-sided person. In such cases, maybe left side is absolutely numb. Those people have numb left side, means also they are right-sided. But in the left hand, if you have more vibrations and on the right hand you don't have any, then also it means that you are right-sided. Not that you are left-sided. But on the other side, if you have the other way round, then you are a left-sided person. That means the balance is not there. Your hand says that there should be balance. So you must know that only by thinking you are not going to get rid of your troubles. In Sahaja Yoga, you have to work with your hands, as I told you, that just by thinking you can't drive your car, you have to use your hands. You have to use your hands with full knowledge as to where you are, and what do these vibrations mean. You have to use your hands. Now when you start using your hand for all practical purposes, other people might start thinking these people have gone mad, they are using their hands. But the same way they thought when Muhammad Sahib taught them to use their hands. They all laughed at him. But now, nobody is ashamed of it, nobody laughs at it, but they are doing all mechanically, not the way he has said. So first of all, use these hands for your own purpose, for yourself. These same hands can help you. Now the Kundalini has awakened, so it is passing through all the centers in a very thin way maybe, but it is there. So first raise it more and more. You can do it with your hands. It's a circle. When your hands raise it, it starts flowing more in your hand. Only your hands can raise it, it starts flowing in your hand. Give yourself a bandhan or raise yourself, raise your Kundalini. Learn all these methods carefully. Your hands are very important. If your hands are not working, you be careful on that. You have to get your vibrations in your hands to begin with. Some people who have had problems with their hands because of previous life or some sort of a thing, they feel their chakras in their own places. Then after some time you start feeling your chakras in your brain. Doesn't matter. You will never feel anything uncomfortable with it. You will be able to manage. After that you need not feel the chakras at all. You don't feel anything. You just say, this is it. Finished. You just know. That also knowing comes through your Vishuddhi and you just say it. Again say it. The most important function of the Vishuddhi chakra is that it should be pure and clean, because if you have to say mantras, your Vishuddhi has to be clean. All the mantras have to have the help of Vishuddhis. When a guru gives a mantra, first thing you will find he will have a left Vishuddhi. Catch. And any other chakra, whatever the chakra the guru has attacked. But first will be on the left Vishuddhi. So for that we use the mantra of Mantra Siddhi. The Mantra Siddhi comes on a person when his left Vishuddhi is all right. Otherwise he cannot be Mantra Siddha. Whatever mantras they say is all mechanical. Your left Vishuddhi should be all right if you have to say the mantras in a proper way to be effective, to have enlightened mantras. Even Allahu Akbar has no meaning if your left Vishuddhi is not all right. So you will see how in Sahaja Yoga left Vishuddhi is important and right Vishuddhi is important for vibration. So Vishuddhi chakra plays a tremendous role in Sahaja Yoga, because it connects you to the Virat, to the whole. So you come to the point where you know that it is through Vishuddhi chakra you know the whole Akbar. You get connected with it. The rapport is established through Vishuddhi chakra. And you can feel it. It's communicated to you. The rapport may be, supposing the hands are cut, still you might get your realization, and many get it. But if you do not have your hands intact, then the communication is poor. Then maybe on your chakras you will start developing the communication later on. But this is the easiest way to feel the communication in your hands if your hands are sensitive. So what should we do to keep the Vishuddhi chakra is the problem. I have been told that I should finish my lecture soon and go away soon. But I think I should finish this today about Vishuddhi chakra. What should we do to keep our Vishuddhi chakra all right? Steal the butter and eat it. You must eat butter because it has vitamin A and D. Vitamin D vitamin D. So that calcium grows in your body, so you become a strong person. If you just take calcium without butter, then there's a problem. So try to take butter whenever you have Vishuddhi chakra problem. For physical side, I'm just telling about Vishuddhi. You can take some butter in water, hot water, spread it on and take it. Vishuddhi chakra looks after the cooling side, because the liver, when it gives heat, the body becomes heated up. Then the one that really cools it down is the Vishuddhi chakra. And when you have a problem on the drying of the epithelial cells inside the lining, the best thing is to take some butter in the water or eat some butter during summertime. But no carbohydrates with it. No carbohydrates. Then you won't put on weight. You eat as much as you like butter, you will not put on weight. If you can give up carbohydrates completely, you will have sattvic ahara. Absolutely. You should not touch carbohydrates. And you will be amazed that you will have sattvic ahara. Take butter and proteins. Take all fats, cream, everything. Nothing will go wrong with it. You can take for proteins all dry fruits, everything. And just take this honey for sweet, no carbohydrates. Or also these days honey is made out of sugar, as you know. So if you can avoid carbohydrates and just take these things, your health will be all right. But we have patients, we have all kinds of imbalances. That's why I say, all right, if you have a liver, take sugar. But if you just give up sugar, it is not going to help. You have to first correct your liver and then you can give up sugar very easily, no problem. But not before that, like all the doctors in general say, don't take sugar. The fat goes out of the body, just giving the lining of the body the softness and goes out of the body. It doesn't stay, because if there is no carbohydrates, it cannot be retained in the body. You can see at home, you put some butter on your hand, all right, and wash it. It won't wash. It will just stick there. It will have no effect, nothing, but it will be just sticking out there. It cannot be consumed. But if you put some carbohydrates, say put some atta or something, you can take it out. It dissolves. It cannot be dissolved if you do not take carbohydrates. But this is for people who do not have any imbalances in the body, who are perfectly all right, they can do it. I can do it, but nobody allows me. Everybody uses me for feeding as if I am a waste paper basket. If I don't eat, you see, you are supposed to give mother something like a naivedya, this much. But I have seen people, when they want to give me, they'll give me so much. And if I eat a little, they feel that, oh, what mother is doing. I don't need it, actually. People should understand my nature. So when they serve me, they'll serve so much that I cannot eat. I just eat little. I can manage. There is no need for me to eat carbohydrates at all. At all. I need not have carbohydrates. But mother, I have made this, please have it. Mother, I have made these laddus, please have it. Mother, I have. So I say, all right, Baba, now I have to suffer to please you people for Priya. This is what is very simple to understand, that you should not force me to eat. At all, there is no need to force me. Don't force anyone to eat, though I do force people to eat because I know they need it. But you cannot eat. You have no discretion. When you have discretion, whom to force, whom not to force, then it's all right. Also, when you force, you must know that the food has to be vibrated. If it is not vibrated food, if you force the person, he'll have trouble. Now, for all of you to understand, the importance of Vishuddhi Chakra is, first and foremost thing is that when you speak, you must speak about Sahaja Yoga and nothing else. If you have to give speech, I have known many Sahaja Yogis, you see, who are still member of this organization, member of that organization, member of this thing, of horrible organizations which are anti-God. Say now, for example, we'll see Hare Rama, Hare Krishna organization is anti-Christ. It is of course anti-Christ openly, and in the real sense is anti-Krishna, absolutely Krishna. Every person who goes there and begs in the name of God has a horrible Vishuddhi. And they all suffer ultimately from Vishuddhi troubles, cancer, this, that, and they die. And the face of a person who has a good Vishuddhi is blooming, is white, is full, like a full moon. And if you have a face which is all shrunk down, that means your Vishuddhi is not all right. If the Vishuddhi is functioning, well, there has to be glow on the face. The face should be full and nourished and sparkling. And eyes should be sparkling, because Vishuddhi Chakra also looks after the eyes, it looks after the neck, it looks after the ears, it looks after the nose. If your Vishuddhi Chakras are spoiled, you have problems with all ENT things. So, the people who are like that, like this, we can say the man who was the leader of that organization, they think they are doing Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Actually, they are doing absolutely anti-Krishna activities. Absolutely. You have no business to call Krishna's name like this, like mad, standing before all the people wearing these horrible dresses of these dhoti and kurtas, and which they, are absolutely done in a very funny way. They don't know how to wear it. The women wearing their saris and men buying those bodhis and putting them on their head and shaving their heads. Did Krishna shave his head? Did he ever shave his head? The hair are actually the part of Krishna's gift. On the contrary, his hair are always described in the poetry. There is a story about a great Urdu poet who was who was a Hindu, but Urdu poet, and some fanatics, you see, challenged him. So they put one couplet and they said, "You better complete this." So he said, "Kafir hai wo bande jo nahi Islam ke." So he completed it like this: इस्लाम के माफिक हैं गेसू मेरे घनश्याम के, काफिर हैं वो बंदे जो नहीं इस्लाम के. His hair are described in every poetry are used. Here they are shaving their heads, putting these bodhis on their heads and walking about. When did Krishna had a bald head? Did he have a bald head? He is Yogeshwara with 16,000 wives, means 16,000 powers. He didn't have Saj Yogis to work out, so he got them as wives. They were all yoginis with him. He created all this drama and he got them as wives, because a man, if he has any women as disciples, then naturally he is blamed. And as a man, he has to have powers in the women. Women are always a power, the Shakti. So they came as his wife, and he became the husband of 16,000 wives, and the 5 Ranis he had were the 5 elements within him. He played all the tricks, he created. How will you know about him? How far can you go understanding him? So these people who are trying to call Sri Krishna every moment, every minute, standing on the streets and begging in his name, all over the places begging like beggars. Krishna couldn't stand begging at all, never. He believed in having a right. He would steal than to beg. All these beggars being created in the name of God, I think is one of the greatest sins, to beg in the name of God. I had seen this happening before the temples and all that. And I used to think, before the temple in front of God, to stand and beg. To be a fakir means to beg. What is this? Is this a sign of a Badshah? Sri Krishna was a Badshah, was a Yogeshwara. And these beggars, they are the followers of Sri Krishna. Horrible things. They look so miserable and they are absolutely like cabbages. And many people believe that they are in peace. Naturally, if you are living in a smashana, you are in peace, in a dead condition. And our country, which is a poor country, supporting all these beggars here, all our rich people are giving them money and lands. Is this the way we are going to support these lamas who come down from there, and these horrible people coming down from the west, all the people who cannot work? Very nice, come here, say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and read Gita and say some few words by heart, and then you earn your living here, nicely living. Every village, there is 1 or 2 sitting there and begging. Can you believe it? And our government is not bothered about it, to find out who are these people, why are they here in the name of God, why are they begging like this? We have so many poor people who are begging in the name of God. Why not collect them and help them instead of helping these horrible people? Like this, you see, people have anti-God activities and anti-Krishna activities when you take the name of God in vain. Vishuddhi catches. I have known people sitting, Vahguru, Vahguru, Vahguru. Is it so? Nanak Sahib is so cheap that we should go on taking them Vahguru, Vahguru, Vahguru. They'll go on having the mala in the hand all the time. What is this going on? What do you think God to be? Is he in your pocket? Is he so cheaply available that you just go on doing all these things? Why? You spoil your Vishuddhi completely. One must understand. When you see, you are surprised that it is said that Karaka Manaka Chhadi De. Manaka Manaka, phir still people start doing it. Karaka means what? Vishuddhi Chakra. That's how you spoil your Vishuddhi Chakra. That's how you spoil your main chakra of attaining realization. So if you have to become one with the whole, please try to keep your Vishuddhi chakra clear. Getting into colds, because these days India, especially everywhere, even in women have a special tendency not to cover their body because they think they are not looking very fashionable or whatever it is. These are very modern stuff has started. That they want to wear scanty dresses. This is all anti-God in both ways. Firstly, it is nonsensical to show off your body. That's why Muhammad Sahib said, you see, he's worked so much on Vishuddhi Chakra that women should cover their body. It's a very good thing, I sometimes think. This nonsense of fashion has gone to such a limit that after some time you will find all these mosquitoes walking around without any clothes. That's the ultimate. You see, it's a sign of people who are neither he nor she. The it people do that way. Yes, always. It are the people who have qualities. That's why people like Rajneesh, when people go to them, they become it. Because that is their capacity, no shame at all left in them. And that is what it is one has to understand, that you should be careful about your throats. The fashions and all these things are not so important. What is important is your health. If you spoil your Vishuddhi, it's a very wrong thing. And one should try to look after the Vishuddhi all the time. And all of you should try to look after each other's Vishuddhi, because I didn't like the idea of having this pendal here. And I told the organizer this was the wrong thing. So they said, you said it should be in the open. I said, now I'm not saying you go to Himalayas. You must use discretion. That's the part missing. You must have discretion. To give people a thing in the midwinter, such a place, I mean, I must say you people are great seekers to be here. It is not a proper thing to do. So the organizers, the people who are dealing with the collectivity must know that they should do something to protect the throat of people, to protect the Vishuddhi Chakra. It's very important. Very important. And you all know how I care for your Vishuddhi Chakras, everybody's Vishuddhi Chakra, because I know how important it is, because it will make you absolutely disintegrated and it will spoil all the work of Kundalini, and poor Kundalini will suffer so. So we have to take it upon ourselves that we'll keep our Vishuddhi Chakra clean, we'll clean ourselves properly, and we'll clean our throats every morning, and we'll take gargling and everything and look after the Vishuddhi Chakra. It looks very mundane, but for a mother, mundane things are as important as higher things are. Because if there is no Vishuddhi Chakra, what's this of coming to Sahaja Yoga? With a bad Vishuddhi Chakra. So please try to look after your Vishuddhi Chakra. Try to put Yogeshwara there. Try to raise Sri Krishna there. Try to be like him. Keep your understanding that you are here to witness the drama of God and to be the Murali of Sri Krishna, to watch the beautiful melody flowing through. May God bless you all. Now what is, today also they don't want anyone to touch my feet. I hope today you will obey without any exception. Yesterday we tried, but there were exceptions. So today there should be no apavadas. Let us see. One day we should not touch mother's feet, doesn't matter. You all can touch from there. And there is a way of collectively touching mother's feet, is the way we do always. You can all do it just now, but you need not actually touch, but you are actually touching. Even touching the Mother Earth, you are touching. Just touch the Mother Earth and you are there. Just touch the Mother Earth. You will find the Kundalini rising. You haven't given me any questions whatsoever. And those who have questions should write questions and give it to me. Because once I'll go away, then you will say, Mother never allowed us to ask any questions. I did say there are... Yeah.
चना लेंगे ना?
हाँ?
चना।
क्या?
चना।
चना, हाँ हाँ। क्या?
माता जी, क्या पितरों को श्राद्ध करने चाहिए? पितरों के श्राद्ध करने चाहिए? उनके चित्र रखने चाहिए? समथिंग आई आस्क्ड यू अर्लियर। क्या एक और है हमारा, क्या इसके बारे में?
इन्होंने क्वेश्चन किया है कि क्या पितरों के श्राद्ध करने चाहिए और पितरों के फोटोग्राफ्स रखने चाहिए। जब उनकी तेरही होती तब तो करनी चाहिए श्राद्ध। और श्राद्ध भी डिस्क्रिशन की बात आ गई फिर से कि अगर समझ लीजिए आपके सहयोग में आपने देखा कि आपका राइट हार्ट पकड़ रहा है, यानी आपके पिता जो हैं जो मर गए हैं वो अभी भी संतुष्ट नहीं, तो श्राद्ध करना चाहिए, उसमें कोई नहीं, पर सहयोग स्टाइल से श्राद्ध करना चाहिए, न कि एक ब्राह्मण को बुलाओ और उसको खाने को दो। एक बार लखनऊ में हमें पता हुआ कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे उनका श्राद्ध नहीं हो पाया, तो हमने कहा हम श्राद्ध करेंगे। तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई तुम्हारा श्राद्ध का क्या विधि? हमने कहा हमारा तो एक ही, हम खाना बना के और सबको खिलाएंगे खाना, बस ये हमारा श्राद्ध है। तो हमारी सिस्टर इन लॉ बेचारी ट्रेडिशनल थी, उन्होंने कहा नहीं यहाँ तो श्राद्ध ऐसा था कि 5 ब्राह्मण बुलाओ। मैंने कहा 5 क्या, यहाँ तो एक भी ब्राह्मण दिखाई नहीं दे रहा। नहीं, उन्होंने कहा है अपने 5 ब्राह्मण वो आएंगे और उनका श्राद्ध करें। मैंने कहा अच्छा बुलाइए। तो 5 आदमी आए, वो तो बिल्कुल पार नहीं थे, ना ब्राह्मण थे। 5 आदमी आके बैठे। मैंने भाई कहा तुम्हारा, मैंने कहा देखे तो सही क्या होता है। वह कैसे श्राद्ध करे? कुछ नहीं, कहले 5-5 किलो आप कलाकंद मंगा लीजिए। मैंने कहा अच्छा भाई ये तो बहुत आसान है। तो उस ज़माने में कलाकंद आता था कोई 10 रुपये किलो या 5 रुपये किलो ऐसा था। 25-25 रुपया काफ़ी होता था। मेरे हस्बैंड तो सरकारी नौकर थे। उनको भाई चलो श्राद्ध एक बार करना, हमारी नंदरानी है उनको भी खुश करना है। उनका चलो भाई ले आओ। तो हम सबके लिए ले आए 25 किलो और 5-5 किलो एक एक ब्राह्मण 5 ब्राह्मणों को दिया जब वो आए थे। मैंने सोचा ये घर बांध के ले जाएंगे। उन्होंने वहीं दोने खोले, ना अपने बच्चों का सोचा न किसका, सब खाना शुरू कर दिया और सब खा गए 5-5 किलो। मैं तो देखती रह गई। मैंने कहा भाई वाह। तो हमारी नंदरानी बड़ी खुश हुई, हमारे पितर जो हैं वो खुश हो जाएंगे, ब्राह्मणों को कलाकंद खिला दिया। मैंने कहा जी क्या वो कलाकंद खाते भी थे? और वो क्या 5 किलो इनमें से कोई खाने वाला नहीं होगा जो ये लोग खाते हैं? तो उन्होंने कहा आप क्या कह रहे हैं, हम तो आज यहाँ 5 किलो खाए, कल जाके और जगह खाएंगे 5 किलो। हमारे लिए 5 किलो क्या चीज़ होती है जी? मैंने कहा मान गए आपको, आप असली ब्राह्मण हैं। अच्छा मुझे माफ़ करिए, हो गया आपका हिसाब किताब? कहने हाँ ठीक हो गया, हम तो 5 किलो से कभी कम खाते ही नहीं, आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? मैंने कहा सॉरी आप जाइए, इस तरह के श्राद्ध नहीं करने चाहिए। श्राद्ध का भी एक तरीका होता है। दूसरा एक और किस्सा है। सहयोगी एक थे, वो ब्राह्मण है, तो सहयोग में आकर के असली ब्राह्मण हो गए महाराष्ट्र में। तो उनके जो महाराष्ट्र के ब्राह्मण हैं वो जब हो जाते हैं पार, तो वो कहते हैं अच्छा ये ब्राह्मणों को अब ठीक करना है। जैसे अगर कोई हमारे पास ईसाई आता है तो वो जब देखता है कि सहयोगी है तो सब ईसाइयों के पीछे लग जाता है कि तुमको ठीक करना है। कोई अगर सरदार जी आता है तो वो कहता है कि माता जी, हर समय उसको लगता है कि सरदार जी को ठीक करो, मैं सरदार जी ठीक हो गया बाकी के। और सही बात है, अगर आपको वाकई उनके लिए फीलिंग है तो आप चाहेंगे कि सब सरदार जी ठीक हो जाए। तो इसी प्रकार होता है। सो एक ब्राह्मण हमारे यहाँ थे, वो ब्राह्मण हो गए, तो अब वो ब्राह्मणों के पीछे पड़ गए। तो उनकी माँ ने कहा कि ये तुम्हारे बाप का श्राद्ध है तो तुम जाके एक ब्राह्मण को बुला लाओ। वो कहा मैं नहीं जाता किसी को बुलाने, ये कोई ब्राह्मण है। उनका भाई अपने खानदानी ब्राह्मण या खानदानी होते, जैसे नाई होते हैं खानदानी, चूड़ीहारने होते हैं, जैसे ब्राह्मण भी खानदानी। तो वो खानदानी है, उसको बुला के ये गए उसके पास। उससे कहा भाई देखो हमको तो श्राद्ध कराने को माने कहा, हम तो विश्वास नहीं करते, पर हम माने कहा तो हम करा देते हैं, तुम आओ श्राद्ध। उसने कहा कि अच्छा ठीक है, आप ऐसा करो कि गुरुवार को रखो तुम श्राद्ध का दिन। उसने कहा कि मंगलवार को नहीं ठीक है? कहले नहीं मंगलवार को ठीक नहीं है, और गुरुवार को बड़ा अच्छा दिन है, और पंचांग के अनुसार मैं तुमको बता रहा हूँ गुरुवार को ठीक। ये घर आए, इन्होंने पंचांग देखा, कि महाराष्ट्रियंस तो जानते हैं संस्कृत और लोगों जैसे नहीं है, संस्कृत खूब जानते हैं। पढ़ा उन्होंने, पंचांग में लिखा था कि निषिद्ध है, गुरुवार के दिन होना ही नहीं चाहिए श्राद्ध। तो इन्होंने मंगलवार को अपना सहयोग से श्राद्ध करा दिया। वो जनाब अपना, उनका कहीं और अपॉइंटमेंट रहा होगा, तो उन्होंने सोचा कि अपॉइंटमेंट के अनुसार चलना चाहिए। तो वो जब गुरुवार को आए तो इन्होंने कहा कि आइए। उनका क्या आप बताओ, श्राद्ध का खाना वाना कुछ नहीं, आपको एक कप चाय भी नहीं मिलेगी। उनका क्यों? कल आज श्राद्ध निषिद्ध है। आप देखिए पंचांग में लिखा आज नहीं कर सकते श्राद्ध, और मैंने तो मंगलवार को कर ही लिया और आप जाइए। उनकी माँ कहने लगी कि एक कप दूध तो दे दो बेटा घर में, इनको तो कुछ नहीं दूंगा मैं, और कभी अपने यहाँ श्राद्ध करने नहीं आएंगे, और उनको निकलवा दी। तो इस तरह के श्राद्ध नहीं करिए, इसलिए ऐसे श्राद्ध करने में कोई अर्थ नहीं। दूसरी बात एक पूछी कि पितरों के फोटो रखने चाहिए कि नहीं रखने। फोटो रखने में कोई बात नहीं है, हर्ष नहीं है, पर अगर आप उनके फोटो के प्रति इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि अब वो मर गए हैं, उनको फिर से जन्म लेना है। उनको बेकार में आप अपने, अब बहुतों का कि उनके फोटो क्या रख दिए, उनकी आरती होगी, पूजा होगी, उनके सामने रोएंगे धोएंगे हर समय, तो ऐसा अगर हो रहा है तो उसको अंदर रख दीजिए। अगर उसके प्रति ये भावना हो कि अब ये मर गए, ये हमारे पिता थे, ठीक है बस, तो फिर कोई ऐसा नहीं प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो। लेकिन अधिकतर लोगों का तो मैंने देखा यही होता कि जब भी देखा फोटो किसी का तो लग गए उसी बात करना। अगर इस तरह की बात हो रही है तो फोटो मत रखिए, क्योंकि फोटो से नुकसान हो रहा है। अगर नुकसान नहीं होता है तो फोटो रखना चाहिए। फिर डिस्क्रिप्शन की बात आ गई।
क्या औरतों को करवा चौथ का व्रत रखना चाहिए?
कोई सा भी व्रत मत करिए, करवा चौथ का व्रत करना चाहिए औरतों को कि नहीं। ऐसा व्रत मैंने देखा औरतों को करते हो, बहुत परेशान हो जाती हैं बेचारी। बिल्कुल मत करिए। हाँ, अगर बगैर परेशानी के कर सके तो, पर कोई करवा चौथ करना है और ऐसे भगवान पे कोई भी संकट डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं। सहयोगियों को पार होने के बाद कोई ज़रूरत नहीं। उनके पति सब स्वस्थ रहते हैं, सब ठीक रहता है। अगर पति सहयोगी है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं, करवा चौथ क्या करने की ज़रूरत है। सब कहते हैं कि पार्वती जी ने करवा चौथ किया था, लेकिन उन्होंने शादी से पहले किया था, शादी के बाद नहीं। शादी के बाद करने की क्या ज़रूरत है। करवा चौथ का सबसे बड़ा तरीका ये है कि अपनी पति को पति समझ के रहिए, उनकी सेवा करिए, उनको समझिए वो क्या चीज़ है। वो बच्चों जैसे होते हैं, बहुत बार उनका बिहेवियर एकदम बच्चों जैसा होता है। किसी बात पे तुनक जाएंगे, किसी बात में बिगड़ जाएंगे, उनका अहंकार बड़े जल्दी दुख जाता है। ये सब देखना चाहिए। तब उनसे प्यार से रहें, उनके साथ मीठी बातें करें, उनको सुख दें। ये करवा चौथ है। ये नहीं कि करवा चौथ के दिन भी आदमी को 1000 गालियाँ निकाल रहे हैं, तो सब फिर वही बात आ गई ना डिस्कशन की। हालांकि करवा चौथ करने वाली औरतें मैंने देखा नहीं कि कभी भी ठीक से करवा चौथ करते हैं। अगर करवा चौथ करें तो ये कि कब चंद्रमा निकलता है, कब चंद्रमा निकलता है, सबकी खोपड़ी चाट जाएंगे। उनको इतनी भूख लगी रहती है, ऐसे लोगों को क्या करवा चौथ करने की ज़रूरत है। हाँ, और ये अनमैरिड लड़कियों को करना चाहिए कि हमें पति शिव जी जैसा मिले। पर आप पार्वती जी है क्या, पहले अपने को पहले पार्वती जी बनाइए, फिर शिव जी की इच्छा करें। शिव जी जैसे बैल पे बैठने वाले पति को संभालना कोई आसान नहीं है। शिव जी किसी का पति हो नहीं सकता सिवाय पार्वती का, वही संभाल सकती हूँ और कोई नहीं। सब बीहड़ जीव है, ऐसे बीहड़ जीव की इच्छा भी करना मुझे लगता है गड़बड़ है। तुम लोग के बस का ही नहीं तो काय कैसे बीहड़ जीव की तुम लोग करते हो।
लास्ट प्रश्न, क्या मासिक धर्म के दौरान पूजा, क्या मासिक धर्म के दौरान पूजा लेनी चाहिए, वाइब्रेशन लेनी चाहिए?
जब औरतों के लिए मासिक धर्म वगैरह होता है, सहयोग में कोई भी निषिद्ध बात, कोई भी चीज़ को निषिद्ध नहीं माना जाता। कोई शुद्धि की खोला, सिर्फ उस वक्त में औरत को आराम करना चाहिए। और पूजा भी चीज़ में आप जानते हैं हमारा क्या विचार, पूजा भी किसकी करते हैं आप पहले ये देखना चाहिए। हाँ, वो भी काफ़ी तमाशे, इसमें बड़ा गहरा जाना पड़ेगा। मेरे विचार से पहले थोड़ी पूजा वूजा बंद करके अब इधर ध्यान ही करें। जिसलिए पूजा करते थे वो हो गया, अब पार हो गए, अब इसके बाद काहे की पूजा करने की। मैंने आपको विश्वास ही नहीं होता कि आप पार हो गए, आप पूजा की ज़रूरत नहीं, अब ध्यान करने की ज़रूरत है। ये तो ऐसा ही हुआ कि मैं आ गई मोटर में यहाँ और मोटर ही में बैठी रह गई और मोटर वाले इसको भाई चलते चलो हमको तो जाना है प्रोग्राम में। अरे भाई अब आ गए, अब उतरो और भाषण दो। अभी वहाँ अभी भी तुम कहाँ चल रहे हो, तो पूजा की तो ज़रूरत तब तक होती है जब तक वहाँ पहुँचे नहीं। पहुँचने के बाद समझ लेना चाहिए कि कैसे पहुँचे, क्या करना चाहिए। सारा रवैया बदल जाता है। अब मोटर से उतर के पैदल चल के यहाँ पर आए ना, सारा रवैया बदल गया। मोटर में तो पैदल नहीं चल रहे थे, मोटर चल रही थी। जब यहाँ आने का था तो मोटर रोक के अंदर आ गए, रवैया बदल गया ना हमारा। ऐसी सहयोग में अपना रवैया बदलना पड़ता है।
This one girl has written, respected Mataji, prostrations. A few patches of leukoderma on my body. No cure has any effect. I pray for your grace.
ल्यूकोडर्मा की बीमारी जो है लिवर के खराबी से होती है। लिवर में अगर ट्रिगरिंग हो जाए किसी भूत बाधा से तो बहुत ज़्यादा से फैलती है। इसलिए ऐसे इंसान को पहले भूत बाधा का इलाज करना चाहिए, जिसको ल्यूकोडर्मा की बीमारी। और मूंगफली का तेल बिल्कुल नहीं खाना चाहिए। ये जो पोस्टमैन का मूंगफली का तेल आता है ये तो बहुत ही ख़राब है। अभी पोस्टमैन वाले मेरी जान को न लग जाए, लेकिन कोई सा भी मूंगफली का तेल ठीक नहीं। डालडा आदि पर सबसे ख़राब पोस्टमैन होता है। और जो लोग मूंगफली ज़्यादा खाते हैं उनको बीमारी हो जाती है। इसलिए मूंगफली तो एकदम छोड़ देना चाहिए। मैंने जीवन में गिन के 2-4 मूंगफलियाँ खाई होंगी। मूंगफली नहीं खाना चाहिए ज़्यादा। और जिसको ल्यूकोडर्मा की बीमारी हो गई है वो अगर तेल ले आए तो तेल को अगर वाइब्रेट कर लें और आप कर पार हो गए हो तो उसी तेल से वहाँ मालिश करें, गोल गोल घुमाएं तो ठीक हो जाएगा। अपना लिवर पहले ठीक करें तो बढ़ेगा नहीं, कम से कम घट भी जाएगा।
Last is, gracious Mataji prayers, the cause for insomnia and how can it be eradicated? Ya Devi Sarvbhuteshu Nidra Rupen Sansita is written there. Is Nidra the deity and how is she to be appeased?
In what?
Nidra. Insomnia, loss of.
The question is about insomnia and what are the deities involved as far as the Nidra is concerned. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Saustita. She is the one who gives you sleep. Is the left side. Is the Mahakali. That one gives you a sleep. And to get to her, you must raise your Mahakali Tattva. So all those people who have insomnia business should raise the left side and put it to the right. Try about 108 times first of all. Then you have to do some deep breathing. In deep breathing, you go to your left side more. And with deep breathing, you relax and then you put your attention to Sahasrara and sleep off. But insomnia is absolutely curable in Sahaja Yoga if you know how to put left to the right. After that, you should also clear out your Agya Chakra. Like this, if you turn your Agya Chakra, you can do it, or ask some Sahaja Yogi to take turn your Agya Chakra or put your hand on the Agya Chakra. But the problem is, if you ask any other Sahaja Yogi, he might get insomnia. So best thing is you use my photograph and try to turn your Agya Chakra like this. Also you can use the kumkum to put there, which will make you sleepy. And if you try to sleep in complete darkness. Never try to sleep when there is any streak of light coming in the room, because as long as Surya is there, your Agya Chakra takes over. And when the Surya is there, that light makes you feel very active, overactive sometimes, and you cannot sleep. And this insomnia is absolutely curable. You don't take any medicines or anything for that. Another thing, taking tea like this in the night. You might get insomnia, not me, but you might get. But normally never take any tea or any coffee after 6 o'clock. Never. You make it a point. I also try to do that, because just to give you a lesson, but I have no problem of sleeping. But you should not take any tea or coffee after 6 o'clock. Say about 5 o'clock afterwards you should not take. You'll see that you'll sleep very well. On the contrary, in the West, people always take coffee after dinner. And then they take pill to sleep. You must take milk, and milk covered with little butter, and sleep with that hot milk is a very good way of sleeping. If you do not get sleep, is very good. Milk is better. But instead of that, you take coffee, means you cannot sleep. When you have to study, you take coffee that you can keep awake. But to take coffee and then take the pill, what is the discretion in this? Is there any other question, please? कुछ पूछने का है? क्या कह रहे? Asthma comes from the right heart problem and is curable, absolutely curable. For asthma, you have to do the mantra of Sri Rama and Sita. It comes from the father's thing, like maybe the father is dead, you are attached to father, he died suddenly, or you had no father in childhood, maybe your relationship with father is strained, maybe that you cannot see your father, anything like that can be there. And also it can come from bad relationship with husband also, asthma can come, or the husband, if he is not a good husband to his wife, he can get asthma very much. If he lost his father early and he doesn't keep good relationship with the wife, he'll get always asthma. So that can also happen. इनसे बता दीजिए, बता देंगे सरदार जी, इनसे बता दीजिए, आप बैठ जाइए, इनसे बता दीजिए, इनसे बता दीजिए कोई सवाल हो। हाँ। What is
सचखंड या दसम द्वार?
सचखंड दसम द्वार
क्या?
सचखंड या दसम द्वार क्या है?
Sachkhand is the limbic area in the brain. Sachkhand, where the Satya is established, where Satya प्रकाश प्रगटित होता है, सत्य आपके अंदर प्रगटित होना। तो शब्द जो है प्रगटित का मतलब ये होता है कि आपके चेतना में महसूस होता है, ये नहीं कि आपको कोई लेक्चर मारे और कोई ये सत्य है वो सत्य है। लेकिन जब आपके ब्रेन के अंदर जो जगह है जिसे लिम्बिक एरिया कहते हैं, जिसे सहस्त्रार कहते हैं, वो सतखंड है, वो खुली जगह है, उसके चारों तरफ 1000 नाड़ियाँ, और जिस वक़्त कुंडलिनी जा करके उस खंड में पहुँचती है तब आपको सत्य मालूम होता है। सत्य सत्य आपको हमेशा अपने चेतना से मालूम होता है, और चेतना जो है ये आपके ब्रेन का प्रकाश है, और जब चेतना आलोकित हो जाती है तब आप सत्य को जानते हैं। तो ये विराट जो है, विराट माने जो सब दूर फैला हुआ परमात्मा है, उस परमात्मा की जागृति से आप अपने अंदर उस सत्य को जानते हैं। यानी कैसे? जैसे आपकी कुंडलिनी जागृत हो गई और कुंडलिनी यहाँ से निकल आई, आप सहयोग में हो गई, तब उस वक़्त क्या होता है कि आपको कोई भी सत्य जानना है। समझ लीजिए किसी ने कहा कि नानक साहब झूठ बोलते हैं, समझ लीजिए किसी ने ऐसी गंदी बात कह दी, आप कहना वाइब्रेशन से पूछो, आप पूछो नानक साहब सच थे कि नहीं, वैसा हाथ करते साथ उनके पूछेंगे नानक क्या अवतार थे, धड़ धड़ हाथ में चले, नानक क्या परमात्मा थे, धड़ 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 हाथ में चले, तो आप मान जाते हैं भगवान है। सिर्फ जबानी जमा खर्च नहीं रह जाता, जब सतखंड अपना खुलता है तब आदमी जबानी जमा खर्च या दिमागी जमा खर्च नहीं रहता है, ये काम होने लग जाता है। आप देखने लग जाते हैं कि साक्षात हाथ में जो है आपको पता हो जाता है कि हाँ ये बात सही कि वो बात सही। जैसे कि एक कंप्यूटर है आपका ब्रेन, और ये जब मेन से लग जाता है, जब योग घटित होता है, जब अपने को आपा चीन लेते हैं जब आप, तब वो चीनने में क्या होता है कि वो आपा का प्रकाश आपको उससे मिला देता है, और जब उससे मिला देता है तो आप सब जान सकते हैं अपने हाथ पर सही क्या है और गलत क्या। तो सतखंड जो है वो ये शक्ति है जिसको महालक्ष्मी की शक्ति कहते हैं, जिससे आदमी सत्य को जानता है। इसके अलावा और 2 शक्तियाँ हैं हमारे अंदर आत्मा की जो प्रकटित होती है, जिसे हम कहते हैं चित्त शक्ति। चित्त शक्ति से हमारे चित्त का जो आवरण है वो सारा आलोकित हो जाता है, चित्त। और उस चित्त में आप बैठे बैठे अगर हम ऐसे ही आँख करें, कुछ पूछे नहीं, कुछ भी ना पूछें, विशुद्धि चक्र से आप अगर पूछें तो आपको सत्य मालूम होगा, लेकिन आप बस ऐसे हाथ करके बैठे और आप सिर्फ विचार करें किसी के बारे में, आपको फौरन उसके बारे में पता हो जाएगा। ये तो हो गया सत्य के दर्शन। और दूसरा ये कि दूसरा आदमी आपके पास बैठा हुआ है और बस आपके एकदम से महसूस हुआ कि भाई इससे तो बड़ी गर्मी आ रही, एकदम से गरम गरम हो रहा है, तो क्या हुआ कि आप सामूहिक चेतना में जागरूक हो गए। तो सामूहिक चेतना जो है ये चित्त का लक्षण है। चित्त जो है सारे दूर वही एकदम आलोकित होता है, और हृदय का लक्षण है आप आनंद में आ जाते हैं। ये तीनों चीज़ होती हैं। लेकिन सबसे पहले कुंडलिनी सचखंड में पहुंचती है और इसको दशम द्वार कहते हैं, जो ब्रह्मरंध्र है। उससे जब कुंडलिनी पार कर देती है तब आपके हाथ में ये सूक्ष्म शक्ति, जिसे कि कहते हैं परमात्मा की रूह, जो सारे रूहानी फैली हुई है, वो आपके पहली मर्तबा हाथ में लगती कि ये रूह है। ठीक है, लेकिन ये जमानी जमात खर्च नहीं होता है, असल में कुंडलिनी का उठना होता है। कहे नानक बिन आपा चीन्हे मिटे न ब्रह्म की काई। तो आपा को पहले चीन लीजिए। अब इसका गाना गाने से नहीं होगा, कहने से नहीं होगा, लेक्चर देने से नहीं होगा, ये कुंडलिनी का जागरण होना चाहिए। बात सही है ना? यथार्थ जो है असलियत को पाना चाहिए। What is it? Schizophrenic. Schizophrenia comes through attack from the negative source. जैसे किसी ने आपको काली विद्या कर दी, आप अगर गलत गुरु के सामने आपने मत्था टिकाया, गलत चीज़ों के सामने, ये मत्था बड़ी भारी चीज़ है, सबसे बड़ी चीज़ मत्था है। यहाँ एकादश रुद्र, यहाँ पे 11 रुद्र की शक्तियाँ हैं अपने माथे पर। इसको किसी के सामने झुकाना ही नहीं चाहिए। मत्थे को सामने झुकाना चाहिए उसके कि जहाँ झुकाने लायक हो, नहीं तो बेकार में हर एक के पैर पे आना। मेरे सामने भी झुकाने की ज़रूरत नहीं, जब तक आपको पार नहीं किया। आप काहे को मेरे पैर पे आ रहे हो? मैंने आपको क्या दिया? मैं 100 बार कहती मेरे पैर मत छू। उल्टे मुझे नुकसान होता है, मुझे तकलीफ हो जाती, गलत आदमी पैर छू ले तो आपको चाहिए कि आप अपना माथा जो है यहाँ का उसी के सामने झुकाइए जो सच गुरु। पर आजकल तो ऐसे ऐसे झूठे निकल आए। आप ठीक है आप कहीं जाते हैं गुरुद्वारे में, तो हमको चाहिए ग्रंथ साहब के सामने मत्था टिकाएं, क्योंकि ग्रंथ साहब असलियत चीज़ है। बाकी हम इसके भी पैर छो, उसके भी पैर छो, ये गलत बात है। उससे अभी आप गुरुद्वारे में जा कर के भी पकड़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि आपने गलत काम कर लिया। जब गुरु ग्रंथ साहब है तो उसके आगे कोई गुरु है ही नहीं, उसके आगे किसी को भी गुरु मान लेना, ये गलत बात है। वही है, गुरु ग्रंथ साहब आपको ले दिया, उसके सामने मत्था टिकाओ, बस, उससे आगे कुछ। मत्था माने क्या? मत्था टिकाने का मतलब होता है सरेंडर करना। ये नहीं कि गुरु ग्रंथ साहब आप अखंड पाठ कर रहे हैं, इसे क्या मतलब हो? उन्होंने जो कहा है कि ईड़ा पिंगला सुषमन नाड़ी नहीं, उस नाड़ी के अंदर से कुंडलिनी का जागरण होकर यहाँ पर शून्य शिखर में आ करके जब तक वो टूटता नहीं तब तक कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है। तो तब तक सिर्फ सरेंडर्ड में रहना चाहिए। मत्था टिकाने का मतलब ये होता है। और भी मैली विद्या लोग करते हैं, उससे भी हो सकता है। कभी कभी वीकनेस हो, कोई आपकी बचपन की वीकनेस हो, कोई आपको ऐसे शौक बैठ जाए, तब भी ये भूत प्रेत आपके अंदर घुस सकते हैं, उससे भी हो सकता है। लेकिन इसके लिए आपको किसी भी ऐसे आदमी के पास जाने पे, तांत्रिक मांत्रिक ये सब गंदे लोग होते हैं। जो इसके निकालने वाला अगर आपसे पैसा लेता है तो ऐसे आदमी के पास नहीं जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि निकाल के दूसरा भूत डाल देता है। जिसका आदमी का आपके पैसे में इंटरेस्ट है, ऐसे आदमी के पास आपको नहीं जाना चाहिए।
कौन से प्रभु की प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए?
ये तो आप सहयोग में आएंगे तो आपको पता होगा कि आप ही अपने गुरु हैं। और जब प्रार्थना करनी तो प्रभु माने सब उसमें आ गए। उसको किसी भी नाम से पुकारो, कोई उसको प्रभु कहता है तो भी वही चीज़ है, और उसको आप सत श्री अकाल कहो तो भी वही है। आप उसको किसी भी नाम से पुकार सकते हैं, लेकिन पहले समझ तो लो कि इसका मतलब क्या है, ये चीज़ क्या है। पहले प्रभु का मतलब क्या वो तो समझ लो, फिर पुकारना उकारना बाद में करना। पहले उसके लिए आदमी को तैयारी करनी चाहिए। पहले तैयार हो, पहले सब उसको ज्ञान को प्राप्त करो, फिर उसके बाद तुम समझ जाओगे कि तुम्हें कौन से एस्पेक्ट ऑफ गॉड को जानना है। समझ लीजिए तुम्हारा राम का चक्र पकड़ा है और तुम नानक को पुकार रहे हो, तो नानक बेचारों को बेकार में परेशान कर रहे हो। चक्र तो आपका राम का पकड़ा हुआ है, और अगर आपका नानक का चक्र पकड़ा है तो राम को क्यों परेशान कर रहे हो, नानक को पुकारो। ये समझ लेना चाहिए। पहले कुंडलिनी के जागरण के सिवाय आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि कहाँ पर रुकावट है। जब तक गाड़ी नहीं चल पड़ी, आपको क्या मालूम कहाँ पे मोड़ आने वाले हैं। पहले से आप उसको मोड़ के रखे लेफ्ट में या राइट में, तो चलेगा क्या? जैसा मोड़ आएगा उस तरह से देखते जाना है, उस तरह से मोड़ते जाना। अब आपकी कुंडलिनी कौन सी गति पे है, कहाँ अटकी है, उसको पहले समझ लीजिए। बिल्कुल आप पे है, आपको खुद समझना चाहिए कि मेरी कुंडलिनी कहाँ है और किस जगह रुकी हुई है, मुझे कौन सा मंत्र कहना चाहिए। वो मंत्र कहते ही वो देवता जागृत हो गए, फिर आगे चल पड़ी, फिर दूसरी देवता जागृत हुई, आगे चल पड़ी। इसमें एक है दिमाग खुला रखना चाहिए, पहली चीज़ कि हमारी कुंडलिनी कहाँ है। उसके अनुसार ये सारी मंत्र विद्या जो है सहयोग में पूरी तरह से समझा दी जाती है, और उसको आप एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखिए और उसका साक्षात करिए और उससे फ़ायदे देखिए। उसके लिए कोई ये ज़रूरी नहीं कि आप आंख मूंद करके काम करें। उसको आप बिल्कुल एक ही चीज़ को देख सकते हैं कि आपका चक्र कौन सा पकड़ा है। अरे जब ये लोग नानक साहब को समझते हैं और गणेश को समझते हैं तो आप लोग क्यों नहीं समझेंगे? आप तो पहले ही जानते हैं। लेकिन समझ लेना चाहिए, कोई क्लोज्ड माइंड नहीं रखना चाहिए, तब समझ जाएंगे कि हमारी कुंडलिनी कहाँ की है। और ये नहीं कि अब हो सकता है कि किसी ने इस बात पे नहीं कहा, किसी ने उस बात पे नहीं कहा, कोई हर्जा नहीं, क्योंकि जितना टाइम था बेचारों के पीछे में तो हाथ धो के लगे हुए थे सब, कोई बोलने भी नहीं देता। जितना टाइम था उसमें जितना भी कवर करना था उन्होंने कह दिया, जो उनको उस वक्त काम करने का था कर दिया। जैसा मेरा काम है कुंडलिनी का जागरण करना, वो मैं कर रही हूँ। जिसका जो काम होता है वही वो करेगा ना, तो उनका जो काम था उन्होंने कर दिया। अब आप उसको पकड़ के मत बैठिए कि उन्होंने ये काम नहीं किया तो हम क्यों करें। सब ने फ्यूचर की बात करी है, ये खास बात समझ लीजिए, सब ने। आज तक कोई ऐसा नहीं हुआ जिसने कहा कि वो दिन आने वाला है, ऐसा नहीं कहा। ऐसा कोई भी हुआ है प्रॉफिट? वो दिन आएगा जरूर, वो दिन होगा जरूर, ये चीज़ होगी जरूर। सब ने कहा, मोहम्मद साहब ने कहा है कि रेजरेक्शन का टाइम आएगा, उन्होंने तक कहा, बहुत बार कहा। तो वो टाइम आ गया, जब वो टाइम आ गया तब आप सब चुप रहे, क्योंकि वो जो थे उन्होंने ये कहा, उन्होंने वो कहा। भाई उन्होंने कहा ये दिन आने वाला है, जब सब जानोगे तो। क्या नानक साहब ने कहा नहीं? बिल्कुल कहा है कि जब वो दिन आएगा तब तुम लोग जानोगे खुद, सब ने कहा है। फिर जब वो दिन आया तब आप मुकर गए कि साहब ये नानक साहब ने ये बात नहीं कही थी। भाई मेरे कहने के लिए भी तो कुछ छोड़ गए होंगे कि क्या सभी वही कह गए? उनको कहने भी दिया तुम लोगों ने, मुझे ही नहीं कहने देते, उनको क्या कहने दिया होगा? उनकी तो जान ले ली, वो प्राण के पीछे पड़े रहे। जिस वक्त वो जिंदा थे उनके पास कितने लोग थे? उनकी खुद बीवी उनके प्राण लिए हुए थी। और जब आज वो नहीं है तो आप कुछ भी बना, क्या फ़ायदा? उससे कुछ फ़ायदा होने वाला है? अपने को तो अपना भला देखना चाहिए। स्वार्थ, स्व का अर्थ पालो सो स्वार्थ है। बड़ा अच्छा शब्द बनाया है, स्वार्थ। स्व का अर्थ जब नहीं जाना तो स्वार्थ क्या हो? सब कह गए, शिवाजी महाराज कह गए कि स्व का तंत्र खोजने का दिन आएगा। ज्ञानेश्वर जी कह गए कि पसायदान में उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसा ऐसा दिन आएगा जब तुम अपने तंत्र को जानोगे, स्व को तंत्र जानो, तब ऐसा होगा, तब ब्रह्म का एकत्व आपको मालूम होगा, सबकी चीज़ समझ में आएगी, निराकार साकार का मेल तुमको समझ में आएगा। ये सब कह गए। तो हम लोग तो उस दिन के लिए तैयारी नहीं कर रहे, बस बैठ गए पकड़ के, एक चीज़ बैठ गए पकड़ के। उससे किसी का भला हुआ, आपके बाप दादाओं का भला हुआ, आपका भला हुआ, ठीक है, कोई ना कोई चीज़ रह गई है ना, वो चीज़ अभी पूरी होने की है। उन्होंने कुछ कम नहीं करा, उन्होंने बहुत कुछ किया, लेकिन उसका एक अंतिम समय आ जाता है जबकि सब चीज़ समेटी जाती। आप अपने घर में पूड़ी बनाते हैं, सबसे पहले उसको आटा गूंथते हैं, फिर उसको आप बेलते हैं, फिर उसको आप तलते हैं, फिर आप खाते हैं। जब आप खा के पचा लें तभी असल में टाइम आ गया, उससे पहले तो उसकी तैयारी होती रही। अब आप कहें कि नहीं साहब पूड़ी का मतलब तो यह है कि आटा गूंथना, पूड़ी का मतलब यह है कि तलना, और आप खाने के लिए तैयार नहीं हो। तो आटा गूंदने पे आप बैठे हो, खाने को तो तैयार हो जाओ, पूड़ी बन गई, आप खाओ और मज़ा उठाओ, ये चीज़ आ गई तो तब खाते क्यों नहीं? समझे ना बात? यही इंसान की गलती है और इस गलती की वजह से पिछड़ा हुआ है, बहुत पिछड़ा हुआ है। आदमी को समझना चाहिए कि अब पूड़ी खाने का समय आ गया, माँ ने खाना बना दिया, भूख हो तो खा लो, सीधा हिसाब। हाँ बेटे,
भगवान का एक विशेष चिन्मय रूप का दर्शन कैसे?
क्या करें?
विशेष चिन्मय रूप का दर्शन कैसे हो सकता है?
ये सब आइडियाज अभी आप अलग रखिए। अच्छा, सबसे पहले जो सर्वव्यापी ब्रह्म शक्ति है उसको आप जानिए, उसको आप पालें। अब आपका चिन्मय का आइडिया क्या है, आप चिन्मय रूप क्या समझते हैं, ये तो आपका दिमागी जमा खर्चा, आपने कुछ कहीं पढ़ा होगा, उससे नहीं। कुछ भी पढ़ा हो, मैं तो कहती सीधा हिसाब है, किसी कुछ भी कहा हो, आपसे क्या मतलब, आपने तो देखा नहीं। तो आपको हम कह रहे हैं कि पहले जो सर्वव्यापी शक्ति उसको पहले पालें। पहले उसको पाने के बाद धीरे धीरे सब बातें आपको समझ में आ जाएगी। पहले उस चीज़ को पालो, पहले वो सूक्ष्म चीज़ को पहले होने दो, अपने अंदर में घटित होने दो। ये कुंडलिनी के सिवा तो होता नहीं, ये तो सभी कह गए। कुंडलिनी का जागरण होकर के उसको पहले पालो, उसके बाद धीरे 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 सारी बात आपको समझ में आ जाएगी। जैसे ही आप कमरे में आते हैं धीरे धीरे एक एक प्रकाश खुलता है, फिर उसके दालन खुलते हैं, एक एक आप देखते हैं। पहले अंदर तो आ जाओ, एकदम आगे की बात क्यों बताऊं, हो गया? पहले अंदर आ जाओ। समझदारी इसमें कि पहले अंदर आ जाओ, पहले पार हो जाओ। पार होते ही कोई तुम बड़े अवधूत नहीं हो जाओगे, क्योंकि उतनी शक्ति चाहिए, अवधूत होने की भी शक्ति चाहिए ना। धीरे धीरे शक्ति बनती जाएगी, आप उस तरह के बन जाएंगे, तब आप उसको उठा सकेंगे। इतना बोझा आप उठा पाएंगे, उस सत्य को आप जान पाएंगे। अरे बहुत सी बातें तो अभी बताई नहीं मैंने, मारे डर के, अगर बताऊंगी तो अभी आप उल्टे कूदने लग जाएंगे। इसलिए धीरे धीरे चलो।
there any cure in Sahajo suffering from aortic stenosis, incompetence of valve of the heart?
Huh?
Incompetence of the wall of the heart.
Who is the person who has incompetence of the wall of the heart? Are you a vegetarian? Are you a vegetarian?
Yes, ma'am.
Is automatically it will come with vegetarianism. Absolutely. It's lethargic heart. Alright? So we'll tell you what is to be done, how to cure it. It is absolutely curable. Huh? But you will have to eat proteins. Even if you don't eat to use non-vegetarian food, you will have to take to protein food and give up carbohydrates. Then only it will work out. But you have to be careful to eat more proteins. The rest of it we'll see.